In a rare and unexpected moment, two world-renowned music figures, Chris Martin of Coldplay and Kim Taehyung of BTS, were seen nearly shedding tears when one name was mentioned: Jungkook. What exactly happened in this emotional meeting that made the atmosphere so intense and full of tension? Why was the conversation abruptly halted with a firm statement? Don't continue this conversation? Is there something larger, deeper, and more personal happening behind the scenes of the international entertainment industry? This shocking incident occurred during a conversation initially designed as a light discussion between two global musicians, but quickly turned into a deeply emotional moment when the name Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, came up. Neither of them expected a professionally intended talk to shift into something so personal and touching. Sources close to them revealed that the topic of Jungkook's emotional condition and the mental burdens he has carried over the past few years became the center of the tension. Chris Martin, known as a musician with high empathy and a close relationship with the BTS members since their collaboration on the song My Universe, appeared unable to hide his shock. His facial expression changed drastically when Taehyung, also known as V of BTS, openly stated that there's something Jungkook hasn't been able to reveal all this time. That statement sparked a major question. What has Jungkook been keeping inside? And why do only a few people know the truth? Taehyung himself, usually calm and composed in every interview, looked shaken while speaking. His voice trembled, and long pauses before continuing his words indicated an inner struggle that could not be ignored. We all thought we knew everything about each other, but apparently not. There are things even we as brothers were not told, said Taehyung before finally taking a deep breath and softly saying, "We better not continue this conversation." That statement immediately created a tense silence. Chris Martin, who previously seemed to be offering support by nodding and listening intently, finally said, "I think I understand, but still, this is heavy." That sentence signaled that not only Taehyung felt the emotional weight of the topic, but also Chris, who is known to have a special closeness with Jungkook beyond their professional collaboration. What is really happening with Jungkook? Since debuting, he's been known as a perfectionist, quiet, yet hardworking individual. He is also the only BTS member still actively working on global projects individually while the others fulfill military service. However, behind that success, various rumors and speculations about mental pressure, loneliness, and inhuman expectations have continued to follow his path. Some fans even began noticing changes in Jungkook's expression and energy in several of his last appearances before he disappeared from the public eye in recent months. And that conversation, which was leaked from an internal source, Chris Martin revealed that the last time they met, Jungkook showed very clear signs of emotional exhaustion. He sat quietly for more than an hour without speaking. And when he finally spoke, he only asked if there's a place in this world where he could be nobody just for one day, said Chris. That statement, according to many psychologists, could be a sign of serious psychological stress, possibly even depression. Meanwhile, Taehyung with a strained voice said that all BTS members were actually aware that Jungkook carried a heavier burden than the others. Not just because of his status as the youngest member, but also because of public expectations demanding absolute perfection from him. He is a symbol, he is hope, he is the face of a new generation. But who listens to his cries when all the lights go off? Said Taehyung, making the atmosphere even more somber. A big question arises. Is there an internal issue within BTS that the public is unaware of? Or is Jungkook facing a personal matter that has been masked by the glamour and high professionalism always shown on camera? One source close to HYB stated that management has repeatedly suggested Jungkook take a long break, but he always refused with a reason. There's still a lot I have to do before I can rest. Ironically, a few days after that conversation took place, Jungkook indeed vanished completely from the public. No social media activity, no reports of his whereabouts, not even HYB staff willing to provide an official statement regarding his current position. This sparked great concern among ARMY, BTS's fans, who began voicing the hashtags #WhereIsJungkook and #ProtectJungkook as a form of care and support for their idol. Most shocking is the information that Jungkook allegedly sent a personal message to Chris Martin and Taehyung a few weeks before the emotional moment occurred. The message, though not publicly revealed in full, was said to contain statements about a kind of fatigue that can't be explained, along with an apology if someday he can't continue. That line is ambiguous but deeply concerning, as it could mean many things, including the possibility that Jungkook is considering a permanent break or even ending his career. Chris Martin, known for being active in mental health advocacy, reportedly immediately asked his management to arrange a private meeting with Taehyung to discuss this further. It was in that meeting where the emotionally charged conversation took place. But the meeting itself eventually ended earlier than scheduled because both felt too overwhelmed by their own emotional burdens. In the latest development, HYB's spokesperson finally issued a brief statement saying that Jungkook is currently on a rest period and receiving full support from the entire team and family. But no further clarification was given, no information on duration, location, or the form of that rest. Meanwhile, ARMY continues to speculate, hope, and pray for the best for their idol, even though fear and anxiety over a truth they don't want to face still loom. However, behind the clearly displayed emotions in the interaction between Chris Martin and Taehyung, a fundamental question arises that we must all seriously reflect on. Did this event truly happen as reported? Or is it merely a narrative deliberately constructed to draw public attention? Why did this moment suddenly surface? And why did it spread so quickly across various social media platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and even unverified opinion blogs? Is this purely a reflection of the artist's emotional ties to Jungkook, or is there a more complex agenda behind its dissemination? We do not deny that this information has spread widely and become a public discussion. But are we confident that what we see and hear from video snippets, out-of-context quotes, or speculative netizen comments are complete representations of the actual reality? Are we not, perhaps unconsciously, becoming part of a media consumption pattern that is shallow and impulsive? What if all of this is merely dramatization or even a scenario designed to maintain the relevance or popularity of public figures amidst the flood of information? Furthermore, we need to ask, who benefits from the spread of this narrative? Is it only the public who feel entertained? Or are there certain parties who gain from the virality of this topic, whether commercially or for the sake of managing the artist's image? Does this event reflect deep emotional truth? Or is it merely part of the entertainment industry full of communication strategies and perception management? We urge you to approach this information not just emotionally, but with critical and reflective thinking. Pause and ask yourself, are you witnessing reality, or are you merely swallowing a narrative without first filtering it? In today's digital world, truth and falsehood can easily switch places. Do not let emotions overpower reason. Consider all possibilities. Ask questions. Discuss. Verify. Because only then can we be wise information consumers, not just victims of sensationalism. Thank you.